I want to try to get everybody to be prepared for something. And so I've been trying to research and figure out how to make the perfect prepping video. Now, I'm an off-grid channel, but a lot of people come to my channel and tell me that I'm a prepper. I adamantly disagree, but I want to help because this is a major crisis. So I was doing my research on how to make a perfect prepping video. And so what I determined is you start out with, I'm scared. This is terrible. So you'll spend, I don't know, 5 minutes or so explaining what the reaction to your fear was. And then you immediately start explaining what the problem is. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquake, economy, train derailment, and then you'll be just angry about it. Oh, it's frustrating. The hurricane hit last night. You know whose fault it was? And then you blame the President of the United States. No, apparently everything that happens, everything, even if it's in your own home, you drop the plate and break the plate. That dang president made me drop the plate. You got to blame the president, and then you got to cuss about it. Now, I've tried very hard not to cuss on my channel, but apparently that's the only way I can have a successful channel is cussing about the President of the United States and how he made me drop a plate in my living room. And then the next step is I got a solar generator I want to sell you. The discount code is in the description below. And when I can't get it to you, it's the president's fault. And they'll figure out a way to blame the president why you can't get a solar generator. Well, you know, it's the economy and the supply chain is messed up. That's the president's fault. Of course, all the train derailments, that's the president's fault. I had one person say that there was over 1,000, I forget what he said, 1,000 train derailments last year. And then he said, we already had 3 in a row, 3 this week alone. That's more than 1 a day. So I did the math. And whatever the number was, it turned out that last year we had 4.3 train derailments per day. Now we're getting just 1 a day or a little bit more than 1 a day. My thinking is, hey, it's getting better. But he literally said, it's getting worse. There's only 365 days in a year. If you have over 1,000, that means you got multiple train derailments per day. And so then they offer the solution. The solution is be prepared. What does that mean? Be prepared. I don't know how to be prepared for a train derailment. What am I supposed to do? Train derails in my neighborhood. First of all, there's no train in my neighborhood. Whew, I guess I'm prepared. But if a train or a truck were to derail in my neighborhood and spill billions of gallons of chemicals in my area, am I supposed to wear a gas mask for the rest of my life? What is the prepared plan? Now, when the train derailed, I do want to mention, and I'm not bragging, I'm not trying to be a narcissist or anything, but I do want to mention that I tried to offer a solution. The solution to a train derailment is being debt-free. Having a savings account, that way when the train derails and destroys your property and the insurance isn't going to pay and the federal government isn't going to pay, you can just get in your truck, take whatever you can take, go live in a hotel room for a few days until you can build yourself a new tiny house. It's really that simple. I'm my own insurance program. I don't need to worry about federal bailouts or insurance or train companies paying me off. But preppers really don't ever provide a solution other than how to thump the chest. And I know I'm being harsh. I don't understand why so many people buy into this prepping thing when there is no realistic ideas coming from them. There's nothing realistic. I had a prepper today say, you can't pay for your electric bill with rice and beans. And I agree with that. So he said, get gold. Okay, but you can't pay for your electric bill with gold either. So why are you buying gold? Well, the prices are going up. You're going to get rich off of it. Okay, so I'm rich. I got all this gold and I'm rich. How do I pay my electric? You never did mention that. Can't buy electric with rice and beans, but I can't buy electric with gold either. So their solutions never have any realistic meaning to it. The only thing you do is you walk away from their videos afraid. Afraid of everything because they didn't offer a solution. Like, be debt-free. Now I know being debt-free is a scary thought. Man, it's going to take me years to get debt-free. But it just doesn't have to be that way. Carolyn and I did it in just a couple years, and if we'd have been more focused on it, it probably wouldn't even taken us that long. But if I had to do it over again, I certainly would be better shape this time than I was last time when I got debt free. Assuming that I had all the same debt, because now I know how to do it, it'd be a lot easier. But the key is to downsize your life. I know this is just mind-boggling that the best way to prepare is not to have things that you need to prepare for. If you're trying to maintain a regular lifestyle, Carolyn and I are minimalists, we live in a tiny house, we live off-grid. If the economy crashes, I don't need rice and beans or gold to pay my electric because I have all the electric I need. I've downsized my life, so I only need to run the freezer. And if I want to continue making money on YouTube, I got to be able to run a tablet. We have 2 phones. So it's confusing to me when a prepper says we need to be prepared, we need to get gold so we can pay for our electric to maintain our regular home. There's another prepping channel. She's kind of a prepper. I'm not really sure what her channel is about right now, and I'm not criticizing that, but she made a really good point. Right now, the stock market's getting ready to crash. I firmly believe that. That's fine. I don't really care. I don't have any money in the stock market. I don't have a 401k, but a lot of people do have 401k. And a lot of people were asking her, what do we do with the 401k? It's just going to crash again. She said, well, take your money out. The difference between a thump your chest prepper and this prepper is she used some sense. Your chest prepper said, and hang on to the cash. Well, wait a minute. The cash value is going down. So you have $10,000. Let's say you 401k, you took out $10,000. You take the cash out, you put it underneath your mattress. Your $10,000 is now going to be worth $5,000 after all this mess is over with. What she said was, pay off your house. Take out the 401k, pay off your house. Now you don't have that interest. Now you can save that money after the house is paid for. Not only the house payment, but you can save the interest. And in the end, you're going to make more money than the 401k because you don't have that fluctuation in the market all the time. That also puts you in a better position because now you're debt free. Well, at least your house is debt free. I always said, if I have a place to live, that I can make any situation work. As long as I have a place to live. So how do I do that? Be debt free. Make sure that you don't owe on your house. Make sure that you're not under the thumb of somebody who can take your home away. Now, people are going to say every time I talk about being debt free, owning my own home, owning my own property, personal property taxes. I only pay $42, $43 in personal property tax. You can find places like this. There's states that don't have personal property tax. That's maybe something you want to do, but get away from high personal property taxes. We live in a little rural area. There's like 10 kids in each classroom in the school district here. It's very small. So they don't require a lot of money for the school district. And so then the preppers talk about how to be prepared so you can blast everybody off the planet when the hordes of people come and steal your food. Just get in an area where there are no people. When there's only 10 people per classroom in the school district, we have money saved up. And if the bank takes my money, I'm going to be devastated. It would just devastate me because I've worked so hard to accumulate that money. But it's nothing to me. It's not the end of the world. It is a mistake on my part is what it is. I'm sure everybody can think about a time where they spent some money and realized, I shouldn't have spent that money. That was a mistake. And you'll regret it for a while. And then after that, you kind of forget about it. When I was building the solar panels, I kept buying charge controllers. I'd buy one and it wasn't the one I wanted or needed. So I'd buy another one. It wasn't the one I needed. And well, finally, after like the third or fourth one, I found one that I needed. And it is so obscure now that I barely even remembered it to make this video. Well, if the bank crashes and I lose all my money, and there's no way for me to get it back, which I don't agree with, the FDIC is going to pay it. Now, I know there's this myth, and it's a myth, that it's going to take them 99 years to pay off your money. That's just not true. Banks fail all the time and people get their money. If you have less than $250,000 in the bank, they're going to pay you back within 6 months. It's a bunch of baloney. Everybody just wants to make you afraid, and they don't offer any solutions. Every day somebody will ask me, how do you find cheap property like that? And every day I always reply, Facebook Marketplace. There's a few things you need to do. One, lower your expectations. When we bought this place, it was an absolute trash pit. It still has a lot of trash. Right here are some remnants of the trash that was there when we moved here. Look at this, an old cord. That cord was laying out in the middle of the yard. It must have been hooked up to a barn or something. The barn fell down. There is still cable wiring that I haven't been able to pull out of the ground yet. Absolute trash pit. Diapers laying right here where I'm standing. Big pile of diapers, dirty diapers. So we lowered our expectation and just realized, well, we're getting the property cheap, something we can afford, and something that we can't lose. One of the big complaints about my channel is this wire here. Oh, you can't live there. That's not off grid. And they'll just complain and complain and complain. But that means my property is cheaper because I have to keep an easement. It has a well. It's not a perfect well. It has a lot of problems. But there's water in it. If I had to dig a new well, it would be $5,000. So my property price has just went up from $4,200 to $9,200 if I had to dig a new well. But it's lower expectations. It's not a great well. It wouldn't pass any test. I have to Berkey the water. I have to boil the water. I'm not sure I have to, but I do, just to be safe. But I got water, I got property, and I got a house. And the second thing you got to do is stop expecting people to finance it for you. That's, first of all, you're not debt free if they're financing it. Second of all, they can take it from you if you default on it somehow. When you're lowering your expectations, don't look for 20 acres. Don't look for 10 acres. Don't look for 5 acres. Look for something you can afford and you can put a tiny house on and solar panels. Some chickens. This is 1.5 acres. No, it's not huge. It's by a road. Oh no, it's by a road. We can't live by a road. You're not off grid, you live by a road. I am secure. I am not worried that the bank is going to take my money. I don't want them to take my money, but I'm not scared. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not starting in the beginning of my video with, I couldn't sleep last night because of banks. Just don't be afraid. You can do it. So if you'll click this up next box, take you to that video where I was talking about the bank seizing your monies. So if I can inspire you, stop being afraid. Take charge of your life so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.